Okay, so in today's episode of the Resigning Show, I want to tackle creative burnout, or what I call it as creative fatigue. No, it's not quite the same. Do you get tired of being creative? Do you feel that at some point you just cannot think creatively anymore? Creative burnout, by the way, is real. I think us creative people or any other job, when you overwork yourself, you do get tired. And when you push beyond that, you kind of push against something grazing, and that's when burnout happens. So I looked up online and I was just looking at what are some of the ways that we can get over creative burnout or fatigue. Well, for me, I feel that I have a little bit of creative fatigue right now, uh, because of new content that's coming out, and I have to keep churning something new every time, and I'm trying to tap into different creative spaces to get content for the show, because I just started this and I want to be relevant. And I'm feeling tired, and I realized that okay, I've got to take a pause before this burnout happen. So I looked up online, and these are some of the suggestions that was given. Number one is we need to ask ourselves, why are we feeling this way? Because we need to understand our limitation, and that is true, right? There's only so much that your brain can think of. There's only certain time that you can dedicate to put into this work. If you can't, you can't. Means you have to, number two, take a break. And we also need to be kinder to ourselves. That is hard for someone like me. Because for me, it's like, what does it mean to be kind? Art is meant to be gritty and creative and influence the rest of the world, or even your world. What does it mean to be kind? Well, I think for me, being kind means to say, okay, hush now, take a break. That is me being kind to myself. It is not so much of, giving myself nice pep talks for it, but it is just telling myself, okay, stop, let it go. Because number three, there is this thing that we creative have, and it's a kind of guilt, it's a kind of shame, and we don't put in the work to the highest that we can. We always want to outdo ourselves regardless of our industry. But coming back to the first point, is we need to know why we are tired, and there's a limit. We need to understand them. And sometimes we are tired, and it's number four, is that you get stuck because you keep running into a wall. Like when I'm trying to write a short play, I keep running into the same wall. Like, what is not happening in my show? I can feel it in my gut that it is not working. I can feel it in my gut, something has to change, but I don't know the solution for that. And then again, I have to be kind to myself and just go, okay, take a break, chill, watch something, look at turtles swimming on YouTube. There's actually a video for that, by the way. So in a way, it just kind of gets me into a space that is also creative, because I am absorbing information from another creative person, but I'm being more passive, and I'm letting my subconscious brain take that in and also kind of relax by itself. And lastly, the suggestion is to give strict yet realistic deadlines. So I told myself I need to generate content every day in the first 10 days before I slow down. And I've been watching a lot of videos that have actually been suggesting otherwise. There is this surge of energy to start something and to kind of just run with it completely, utterly, wholeheartedly. And we forget that it is a marathon, or that I forget that it's a marathon, that it is not so much of a sprint to get there very quickly, but I do have to pause. I have to take the break. I have to ask myself, is this working? If it's not, am I hitting a wall? What is that wall? Maybe all I need to do is just to take a break. Because creative burnout can be cured, and it is not, let me get this quote, creative burnout is not a fatality, it is an injury. And I think that's something that I were to remind myself, that creative burnout is an injury, and as with all injuries, we can cure from it, we can get better from it. All right, so that's all for today's episode. I just wanted to share about creative burnout. And as I always say, if you're having a nice meal, enjoy your meal, nice breakfast, enjoy your breakfast. If you're having lunch, have a nice lunch, or dinner, have a nice dinner. Take care, and I see you for the next episode.